What's up, everybody? As we enter into 2020, there are so many big movies coming out next year. Many, many geeky titles that we can't wait to see. But we're going to just pick our own two personal favorites that we're most looking forward to in 2020. Joshua, let's start with you. What's your first movie you can't wait to see?
Okay, everyone knows me. I love my comic book movies, and I know Black Widow and the Eternals, Venom 2, Morbius, all coming out next year. But the one that has me most excited is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Director Kathy Yan just has such a unique, vibrant, weird style going on that we've seen from the trailers. And I love that, much like in the comics, we already got Harley Quinn sort of obsessed with the Joker, but this is Harley Quinn breaking out and doing her own thing, leaving that guy behind, that Joker behind, and teaming up with some iconic DC characters that I love from the comics that maybe not a lot of people know about. Some people may have seen Black Canary on Arrow. This is a new spin on that character. And we're getting Orphan, who is like the character I think they're all like coming to help. She was Batgirl at one point in the comics.
Cassandra Cain, right?
Cassandra Cain, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, I know her as Orphan. Okay. The question.
Before she was cool.
The Question, played by Rosie Perez, looks super cool. We're getting Huntress, and they're facing a villain. Also, we've never seen it on the big screen, Black Mask, played by Ewan McGregor. So it looks like it's just going to be just a crazy, wild, fun, good time. That's very different from anything we've seen from Marvel or DC before.
Yeah.
I am with you, Joshua and Jim. This list was a real Sophie's choice because even though there's no Star Wars, there are different Marvel movies, characters that we haven't met before. Obviously, Black Widow we've met before, but in a different way than we've seen before. There's like so many movies coming out every month. Like next year is just jam-packed. So to pick just two is really hard. We aren't talking about a lot that obviously we all love. But I looked away to the end of next year for my first choice, which is Dune. So I am so curious about Dune. I've seen the 70s movie, 80s. Oh, I'm sorry, 80s movie. I've seen the 80s movie. It's a trip. I haven't read the book, but I know it's about. And all of these things coming together with Denis Villeneuve, which I'm probably mispronouncing his name and completely butchering it, but the director behind Sicario and Blade Runner 2049, like incredible filmmaker bringing together one heck of a cast. Like
an amazing ensemble.
I want like text to be running of like all the people in this cast over this because there are truly too many in there to list.
End credits will just be that.
We've only heard like ridiculous things about it. I'm so curious for what it'll be. I'm sure we'll get our first look at it in 2020. I'm sure we'll find out a lot more about it, but I'm just so curious, so fascinated to see this massive, beloved sci-fi property come to life by such a talented filmmaker with such a talented cast. Like it's exactly the stuff that dreams are made of.
Well, my first pick is you guys are both picking up on these a continuation of a very popular character and a reimagining of a very, very specific science fiction saga. I'm going to go with a throwback from yesteryear. When I was a little boy, I loved Top Gun. We all went to see it over and over again. My cousin joined the military because of Top Gun. So I'm going to pick Top Gun Maverick as the first one I can't wait to see in 2020. We've got two trailers now, and beyond Maverick, Tom Cruise coming back to kind of teach the Top Gun program, we don't really know quite what the story is. So I like that, and I love that especially that first trailer had a far more kind of ominous and sad kind of quality to it. So I'm really curious to see what they do with this character who is like such a cocky guy and thought he would live forever, and now it looks like he's facing mortality in this movie. So really, really interested to see what they do with Top Gun Maverick. Joshua, what's your second movie you can't wait to see next year?
So we've all talked about, again, continuations of franchises and things that aren't necessarily original ideas, but I'm going to choose one that is Tenet from Christopher Nolan.
That trailer.
He's like one of the only people in Hollywood who can just put out a movie. It's a unique idea none of us have ever heard of. We have no clue really what it's going to be about. This one, it's got like international espionage, but also like time travel, kind of like rewindy, weird time travel stuff. He can just put something like looks crazy like that with an amazing cast. John David Washington, Elizabeth Debicki, Robert Pattinson, and of course Michael Caine, because it is a Christopher Nolan movie. And it just looks freaking wild. We've only had like one really weird trailer that tells us virtually nothing, but it looks so good that I just can't wait to like just dig in and be like, what is this next really weird Christopher Nolan movie going to be about? Because even movies of his that I don't necessarily love, I'm drawn to them because they are so unique. They do make me think, and it's going to be something that is very different from all the kind of the bigger blockbusters that we're used to getting every year.
And it's a movie you're going to have to see in theaters. Like, what's the biggest IMAX screen I can find? Where is it showing on film? Like everything that you need.
And probably multiple viewings to understand all the ins and outs of it. I mean, I'm excited for that one because I hope that it recaptures a lot of that magic of Inception, which I feel like was his last great movie. I've liked all of his movies, but I feel like Inception for me personally was like his best one.
I look forward to the top still spinning in this movie.
Yes.
So I realized
it's a secret sequel to Inception.
We had talked about what our picks were going to be before this, but I realized as we're saying it, obviously, like we love Marvel so much, but you picked Birds of Prey, and my next movie is Wonder Woman 1984. I know, and I'm really excited about the Eternals. I'm really excited about Black Widow, but I have to say, like, I love Wonder Woman. That movie just blew me away. And I will say that with a caveat, it's not a perfect movie. That third act is a mess. But the emotional high that you get from the No Man's Land scene, like it still gives me chills now. I love that movie. I love what they did with the character of Diana. And like honestly, it's one of my favorite superhero movies of the past decade. So I love everything about what I've seen and what I know about the sequel. I'm really intrigued. I love the jump forward in time. I think it's so fun that they're playing in the 80s and everything that comes along with this like time of just rich excess. Pedro Pascal, like first of all, Pedro Pascal, but also like as Maxwell Lord seems really fun. You have Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. There's so much interesting stuff going for it, and I think Gal Gadot really has like evolved into this character and has a lot of like just like really owns it and has a lot of like interesting confidence behind it now, which I think matches the arc that Diana probably has gone on between the first movie and this one. So I loved the trailer, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, that comedic chemistry between her and Chris Pine in the first movie continues even in the trailer for this one. So I can't wait to see kind of, the reversal of the whole fish out of water thing with that. And hopefully Cheetah works.
Yes.
So my second pick, and I'm going to cheat a little bit here, people. I'm putting an asterisk here. I'm really curious about this movie Antebellum, which is from some of the producers of Get Out. And it's Janelle Monáe, and there seems to be some sort of time travel or past lives thing going on, and it's a very challenging concept because it's a horror thriller partially set during slavery in America. And so I'm curious about that. But my main pick, as head of movies, I cheated here.
You're executive movies editor.
Yeah.
I can do it. I make
a bonus one.
So my pick for the second one is no mistake that I'm wearing a Casino Royale t-shirt today is No Time to Die. I love Daniel Craig as James Bond. This is going to be his final James Bond film. I think Cary Fukunaga as director is a really interesting pick. It's got a wonderful cast. Ana de Armas from Knives Out and Blade Runner 2049 is in there. They're bringing back Léa Seydoux. And Rami Malek is the villain. So I really can't wait to see what they do with it. I hope it works because Spectre, I liked parts of it, but it was a big letdown after Skyfall, which I adored, and I loved Casino Royale. So I want Daniel Craig to go out on a high note and not on another Spectre or Quantum of Solace.
The theory is that it's every other movie is a good one, which means you're on an up note.
There we go, people. It's time.
The odds are in your favor.
Right. And I will say the thing that actually has me most excited for No Time to Die is that I heard that Phoebe Waller-Bridge of Fleabag fame, and she was the
Killing Eve.
Yes, she was the droid in Solo as well. Is that she did a pass on the script?
She did,
and she's like she can do no wrong. She hasn't yet, so I'm really excited to see what she.
You're still watching this video. Watch Fleabag. What are you doing with your life? It's amazing.
Well, those are the movies we are most excited to see in 2020. Let us know in the comments what your movies are. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.